Pretty big. I like it.
Watch for new episodes of the Northwest Outdoorsman on the
And we have returned on this Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 25th day of September, 2023. I'm Dan Kuntz. Hope you had a good weekend. I did. Didn't do much, which is fine by me. Rainy day today. Rainy start to the day. It's been raining lightly, but pretty consistently since about midnight, right around there. We had a little bit of rain late afternoon, early evening hours yesterday. Then it tapered off, and then it returned about midnight. It's been raining lightly. Hit and miss for most of the overnight hours, and it will eventually taper off about 9 o'clock or so this morning. Brief dry period, more rain expected, especially Tuesday night into Wednesday, and we're going to see hit and miss showers all week long until we get to Friday when we're going to dry out a little bit. We need the rain. We need it in a big way. We're way behind on where we should be for our annual rainfall, but Mother Nature has turned the spigot on. So we're in for some rain. For the most part, relegated to this morning. It should be done by, again, 9 o'clock. A cloudy and wet forecast is coming up, and we'll even throw some wind in there for you as well. If that wasn't enough, that'll come your way on Tuesday. We do have a lot of news to get to. Sports, Seahawks win, Huskies win, Cougars win, Panthers win, Wildcats win. Everybody's winning, except the Mariners. Got swept over the weekend. Their playoff hopes are dwindling. They got to get it together. There's just one more week left in baseball's regular season, and they are at home, which hopefully will do the home cooking. All the remaining home games for the Mariners this year are sold out. We like that. And not quite sold out, but it will be on Saturday night. It's Night at the Museum. It's the biggest annual fundraiser for the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. It's an evening event this Saturday. Wine, gourmet food, musical entertainment. Everybody's dressed up real good. Mariah Thornock, the executive director of the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center, will join me in the back half of the program to get you in the mood for Night at the Museum this Saturday night. Let's start with our tour around the valley on a wet Monday morning. We're going to start with the downtown Wenatchee camera on the top of the Cascade, pointing to the north, because right now, our Wenatchee Heights camera, you can't see anything, and if we're going to use the cameras, you might as well be able to see something. And as you can see, there's a few raindrops on that lens as we look out over the Wenatchee, downtown Wenatchee and Wenatchee Avenue. Not very light traffic. Monday is always, of the work week, always the lightest traffic day. A lot of people take Monday off, and of course the local schools, the big schools, Wenatchee and Eastmont, they have late start on Monday, so nobody's out and about quite yet. Camera 2, I believe we're heading up to Cougar Ridge, and that's where we are. You can see the low clouds hanging around on Cougar Ridge. No real problems on the morning commute that I can think of. However, if you folks live in the western side of the valley, specifically in the area of Springwater and Western Avenue, traffic alert. That roundabout's going to be closed for most of this week. We'll talk about that when we get to the news. Good morning to the north end of town. Let's head on, speaking of north, we'll up to Rondo Rock we go. Turtle Rock jumps right back at you. And the placid Lake Aniat. I hope speaking of Lake Aniat and the reservoir behind Rocky Reach Dam, I hope the Wenatchee River Salmon Fest went well over the weekend. I'm assuming it did. The Rock Island camera, can we see anything? Oh, he switched it to a Freda. We were on the Rock Island camera right before we went on the air, and then the clouds and the fog rolled into there. It looks like it's drying out in the Freda area. They didn't get that much rain out in the Columbia Basin. They have a tendency not to get too much rain out in the Columbia Basin, not nearly as much as we've had here in the Wenatchee Valley. It hasn't been a gully washer, just a nice, consistent drizzle is what we've had overnight into this Monday morning. Good morning to the seat of Grant County, Ephrata. The story today is going to be rain. Tomorrow is going to be wind. Going to be quite breezy on Tuesday. This is a rather robust cold front that's coming in. We have one. It's already starting to peter out. We're going to lose its momentum as the day progresses. And then a chance of rain tonight. And then tomorrow, we have a chance of rain in the morning, and then the wind will be picking up as portion number 2 of this parade of storms visits us. So watch out for some wind tomorrow in and around the Wenatchee Valley and the central Washington area. Some places are going to get wind today. We're not going to get any wind. They're saving that for tomorrow. You ready for a pretty wet forecast? Rain, most of it this morning. Again, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, we'll be done with the rain, they tell us. In the meantime, we're still going to have a pretty wet commute. And we'll top off at about 66. Our normal high is 73. By the way, sunrise this morning, 6:51. Sunset tonight, 6:53. 12 hours and 2 minutes of daylight. We go under the 12-hour mark on Tuesday. And Tuesday, we get a little bit of everything. Some morning rain, afternoon sun breaks, lots of wind, and a high of about 65. More rain and a pretty steady rain expected Tuesday night. Pretty chilly. Overnight low only of about 50 or so. And it's going to rain into Wednesday morning till about noon or so. So pretty good dose of rain Tuesday night into Wednesday. Then we dry out for the most part Wednesday night. Then another good chance of rain Thursday. 20% chance of rain Thursday night. We dry out by Friday night. Not a bad weekend. Sunshine for Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures rebounding back up to near normal. So for the most part today, of course, Monday, it says cloudy, and it's the sun. No, it's going to be cloudy today. In fact, we're not going to see a great deal of sun until we get to Friday. And again, best chance of some significant rain Tuesday night and Wednesday, but we have a chance of rain off and on right through overnight Thursday into Friday. At your forecast, at 6 minutes after the hour, we're going to take a break, then we'll do your news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Monday edition on the NCW Life channel.
We're turning up the heat with the hottest deals of the year. Right now, during the hot summer clearance sale, only at Click It RV. #1 in sales and service. The best RV brands. Over 1,000 to choose from. And the best deals of the year on remaining 2023 model year-end clearance with incredible 30% off. Brand new RVs discounted up to 30%. Save thousands. Plus, no payments until 2024. During the hot summer clearance sale, now only at Click It RV. 5 superstore locations. Hurry in today.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
This is Grace, and this is her world record-holding guinea pig with an iconic name, Abby.
She currently holds the Guinness World Record for the highest bar jump by a guinea pig. I ride horses and I jump, so I kind of thought it'd be interesting to teach my guinea pig to jump like my horse does.
One day she came out of her room and looked at us, and I said, "Did you get it?" And she said, "Yeah, we got it."
After we won our award, we came to Abby's to celebrate.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
It's cloudy, it's misty, it's foggy, it's raining lightly. 54 degrees, sun's taking this Monday off. The rain will be tapering off mid-morning. Another dose of rain, maybe a pretty good blast of rain Tuesday night and Wednesday, and we're going to have intermittent showers right through most of this work week. It's 9 minutes after the hour. A motorcyclist was seriously injured on Saturday afternoon after the bike that he was riding in collided with a pickup on Highway 97. This was near Daroga State Park. According to the Washington State Patrol, about 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon, 73-year-old Michael D. Howard was traveling southbound on a 2018 Harley-Davidson when he struck the left side of a southbound 2010 Toyota Tacoma pickup that was stopped while attempting to do a left turn off that highway. Howard was transported to Confluence Health with multiple injuries. Neither the driver nor the passenger in the truck were injured. Howard faces charges of driving too fast for conditions. A Wenatchee man is accused of illegally carrying a firearm into a restaurant while his companion harassed their server. Police on Thursday arrested 63-year-old Kenneth Stanley Berry over an incident on August 6th in which his concealed handgun allegedly fell out of his pocket and onto the concrete patio while dining at Pybus Public Market. Police say Barry and his male friend visited the restaurant twice more, including Thursday, and that's when the friend allegedly showed the female server his own handgun and asked if she wanted him to kill her husband for her. Barry has a past felony conviction and no concealed weapons permit. His companion could face a criminal charge for allegedly brandishing a firearm. Beginning today, the intersection of Western and Springwater on the west side of Wenatchee is going to close. They need to finish that stormwater improvement project. The intersection is going to be closed until next Monday, October 2nd. During that time, concrete and asphalt is going to be placed, and the city says the contractor is going to aim to keep northbound traffic open. Southbound traffic and traffic coming west on Springwater, they're going to be detoured. Access to Springwater west of the intersection is going to be detoured to 5th Street and Woodward Drive. On Monday, 1 week from today, the intersection will be completely closed in all directions from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The NCW Tech Alliance is starting a new chapter. Our friend Jenny Roja-Hostentian is going to step down from her executive director position. She's going to take a part-time position spearheading the Alliance's entrepreneurial programs, including the annual Flywheel Investment Conference. Taking her place in the new role of a Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Sue Kane, who currently serves as the Director of STEM Initiatives and Strategic Partnerships at the North Central Educational Services District. She takes over on October 16th. The Innovator Awards Luncheon is scheduled on November 8th at the Wenatchee Convention Center. And at that time, Jenny's time at the organization, Dr. Kane's addition to the team, will be celebrated. Tickets can be purchased through the NCW Tech Alliance's website. City of Wenatchee is continuing to work on a better downtown, and by golly, you can be a part of it. On Tuesday, tomorrow, the city is going to host a public event to discuss the Reimagine Wenatchee Discovery Report. It identifies the infrastructure improvements to connect a variety of what they call, quote, cornerstone projects, end quote. The report targets the downtown area of Kittitas Street to 5th Street and Chelan Street to the Columbia River. The city will hold a public event to discuss the development priorities of the report. If you're interested, you can attend the Reimagine Wenatchee event. It's going to be at the Local Event Center inside the Pybus Public Market from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And if you're interested even more, save the date for November 1st. That's going to be a design workshop that will discuss development scenarios. That's the news at 13 minutes after the hour. September is always a busy news month, and by golly, it has been. And if you're interested in what's going on in the Wenatchee Valley in North Central Washington, tune into the news at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock right here on TV. If that doesn't fit into your schedule, we have the news on the World Wide Web too. You can watch it on our website, ncwlife.com. You can watch it on our YouTube page, or you can watch it on our Facebook page. And if there's something out there that you think we need to know about, send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. When we come back, it is September, and that means a whole bunch of sports. And by golly, we have a whole bunch of sports next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Well, looks like our surgery patient is feeling better today.
Yep, I didn't need any oxy today. I thought I'd do a little surgery on the drain.
Huh. Do you need your pain pills anymore?
No.
Well, we should get them out of the house. There are places to drop them off.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I can do that right now.
And I will look at the drain.
Prevent opioid misuse. Find safe medication return options near you at med-project.org.
Boating in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the ProMag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors, we're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Quarter after the hour, we have an adult portion of sports, but don't worry, we don't check identification. We'll start on Friday night, Eastmont homecoming, their first home game of the year. They had no problems. They whipped Davis 48-0 on a game that was televised right here on the NCAA Live channel. It wasn't even that close. Luke Gale threw 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers. The Wildcats 4-0. Grant Olson and Eric Grandstrom had the call right here on the NCAA Live channel.
First and goal from the 1. Eastmont trying to score first here on homecoming night, and they will as Peterson gets it into the end zone from a yard out. Jackson West splits out wide to the far side of the field, near side right. Gale back, looks left, has time, now pumps, now throws.
Oh, beautiful
receiver, wide
throw.
open, touchdown, Eastmont. Beautiful pump and fake and throw by Luke Gale. Hits Jace Travato for the touchdown.
29 yards on that pass, 4 for 4 so far in this half, and this quarter for Luke Gale. What a great start through the air. And that pass was a thing of beauty. His receivers, and what a great play to come on that 4th and 8.
But Gale back to pass again after a handoff fake in the backfield.
There.
And he's got the receiver, and he'll come up with a catch and the touchdown. With the reception, it's Peyton Guest.
33 yards.
That was a thing of beauty. Motion man again. And this is another one of the backups in there for the Wildcats. That's Bodie Yale. And they're going to turn and hand it to Peterson. He's got the first down and more.
Look out.
He's going to go to the end zone all the way for the Wildcats from 44 yards out, just like that. Gunnar Peterson shot out of there like a cannon.
That was the key to that play. The hole was there right off the bat. Great job by the offensive line, and Peterson with that explosive speed.
So here's the Wildcats trying to add to the lead here, and they'll turn and hand it second man through, and Peyton Guest will just walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Eastmont. And that will be it. So on behalf of Grant Olson, I'm Eric Grandstrom. Thanks for joining us for Big 9 football tonight, with the Eastmont Wildcats celebrating homecoming with a big win over Davis, 48-0.
Other scores from the big schools, specifically the Big 9, Wenatchee traveled down to Eisenhower and just crushed the Cadets 51-6. Moses Lake, they still haven't lost a game. They beat Central Valley non-leaguer 44-28. Sunnyside blanked West Valley 27-zip. In CWAC play on Friday, Prosser lost a close one at Aberdeen 27-25. Ephrata knocked off East Valley 21-17. Ellensburg shut out Grandview 28-zip, and Othello got by Sela 35-7. The Caribou Trail League had another non-league night with Deer Park topping Omak 27-25. Chelan knocked off Tenasket 49-20. Granite Falls wiped out Cascade 41-0. But a tough year for the Kodiaks. Cashmere shut out Toppenish on the road 20-0, and Quincy clobbered Brewster 45-zip. And the Bees, you see it. Antioch popped Patera 69-6. Orville beat Bridgeport 32-8. Waterville Mansfield stopped Soap Lake 66-28. Okanagan remains unbeaten. No problems over Jenkins Chewelah 42-12. Lake Roosevelt rolled Liberty Spangle 28-9, and Manson roughed up Highland 56-13. The Wenatchee Wild picked up a win in their very first game in the Western Hockey League on Friday, 6-5 over Portland. Austin Drade has the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network. The home team scoring the game winner late in the third period.
And the Winterhawks do enter onside with a rink-wide pass. It's taken away, driving the other way. Wrist shot, nothing there. Second chance, they score! Landon Young has given the Wild a 6-5 lead. In over the line for Stephan into the offensive zone. Bounds into the corner. 2-1. They won't get a shot away. Wild hang on and win it as this one ends up in the net after the play, and we've got action down on the end boards. Bottazzoni knocks down one of the Wild players. The net is off the moorings. The final shot comes well after the whistle. Players being separated here.
All that was Friday. To Saturday we go. College football takes the center stage, and everybody looked pretty darn good. Number 8 Washington clobbered Cal at Husky Stadium Saturday, 59-32. Michael Penix Jr. throwing for 4 touchdown passes. Coach Kellen DeBoer likes the continuing improvement his team is making week to week.
A great win for us. Super proud of the guys. Just, a couple weeks now in a row where, it isn't just one side of the ball. It's coming out of the locker room ready to go to start the game. It's every single guy, because special teams are showing up, scoring a touchdown on punt return. And, our kickoff team has done a great job. And now you got Eddie, with a pick 6, and just the offense, stepping on the field when they get their shot and driving down. So just proud of the guys. It's a hats off to just how hard they work all week long, and the confidence that just they have going into game day.
Number 21 Washington State fought off a rather furious rally from Oregon State, but they held on to win it 38-35 in Pullman. Cameron Ward throwing for over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Coach Jake Dickert says as long as the Cougars keep winning, he doesn't care what the final score is.
I just know this. We just beat a really good Oregon State team. And it wasn't pretty. It was tough. It was gutsy. It was gritty. And this is a player's game, period. And our guys went out there and executed and made just enough, one more play than they did to win the game. And I thought that's what you saw out there. I thought Cam was phenomenal. I thought offensively we kept the gas down the whole game. And I think Cam deserves to be mentioned with the best quarterbacks in the country, period. I think he continues to show that. And I think nationally we undervalue him and what he's doing. And defensively, it was just enough. It's never pretty. And these are one of those games that can really springboard your program to new places. Our team really believes in what we have here. And I'm just really proud of our guys.
Elsewhere, Eastern Washington, they edged UC Davis on the road. The final was 27-24, but Central came up short at Western Oregon, 36-26. To high schools on Saturday, prep soccer from our friends at Les Schwab. Moses Lee blanked West Valley 2-0. Wenatchee stopped Davis 5-0. East Valley shuts out Ephrata 8-0. Quincy downed Lake Roosevelt 9-1. Omak blanked Bridgeport 3-0. Tenasket topped Kettle Falls 9-0. Okanagan shut out Onalaska 1-0. And Brewster got by St. George's. Wenatchee's second game Saturday, the Wild, didn't work out as good as the first game on Friday night. They were tied going right down to the end of it. Looked like it would be decided in overtime, but that's when the Thunderbirds came through with the game winner. Once again, Austin Drawdy with the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
And a rush the other way. Davidson over the blue line, tied there with Matthews. Popowicz with a chance, he scores. 33 seconds left, it's Popowicz. And it's 3-2 Seattle. Scraped off the stick and dumped back in near side. Dunn battling Wooford on the near hash marks, trying to tie up some time here, down to 5 seconds. And Seattle with a late goal is going to take this one 3-2. And the Seattle Thunderbirds come into Wenatchee and open up their season with a 1-goal victory.
And now the Wild begin their longest road trip of the year. They play 7 games in 8 days. It starts on Friday. Seahawks overcame a rough first half offensively, but they eventually got it together. They beat Carolina in Seattle 37-27. Kenneth Walker III ran for a couple of touchdowns. Geno Smith threw another to Jake Bobo. Seattle's now 2-1 with the win. We'd show you highlights, but of course, the National Football League charges television stations to air highlights because, as you well know, the NFL is on the verge of bankruptcy and they need the money. Pete Carroll said the 12s deserve credit for yesterday's victory.
What a great impact they had on this game. These guys had 8 false starts in this game, and that's not us. We had them do that. They can't get coordinated because of the noise. And what a great factor! It felt like what it feels like to be here at Lumen, and that was a thrill. It was a thrill for our young guys who hadn't heard it like that, hadn't felt it like that, and they understand why we talk so much about it and why it's such a factor in all of that. So anyway, really, we got to give a lot of credit to our fans being part of this game, just like they've been in the past. That was really obvious today.
Seahawks are off until 1 week from tonight, Monday Night Football. Oh, let me tell you about the football. They'll be in New Jersey, MetLife Stadium, to take on the Giants on Monday Night Football 1 week from tonight. And finally, in the NFC West, Seattle trails the 49ers after San Francisco took care of the Giants Thursday night, 30-12. How about those Cardinals? Knocked off the Cowboys, 28-16 for their first win of the season. And the Rams are in Cincinnati tonight for Monday Night Football. Mariners, boy, they had high hopes over the weekend and they were dashed. Rangers sweeping Seattle 9-8, the final on Sunday. Brian Wu gave up 4 of Texas's 8 home runs. In yesterday's game, manager Scott Servais says when you get the other team hits 8 home runs, you're not going to win.
You can't say much else about it. They hit 6 home runs. They only give up 8 hits, but unfortunately, like I said, 6 of them went over the fence. They've got a really good offensive team, and in this ballpark, you know, they can do some damage against you up and down the lineup. 8-hole hitter hits a 2-run homer. 9-hole hitter hits a 2-run homer. Awesome effort by our guys to battle back into the game. And in those games, as you create back, you need a few things to go your way. That did not happen in this series. We are far from over. There's no question about it. I thought his stuff today, right from the get-go, was really good. I mean, the fastball had life with both Brian and Bryce. They lean on the fastball, having something to slow them down. I think, you know, it's going to be really key the next time he faces them. Our team has a history of it. We will turn the page. We will let it go. Hopeful we would win today's game. I felt good coming into today's game. They out-homered us. They hit 6 homers. It's hard to overcome that.
Well, here we go. 7 games left in baseball's regular season. This is the last week, and it starts tonight. Houston at T-Mobile Park, 6:40 on Root Sports Northwest. All right, to the standings we go. Seattle trails Texas by 3 games in the division after being swept. Houston was swept by Kansas City, including a 6-5 decision yesterday, so that drops them to second in the standings, but they're still 2.5 games behind the Rangers, a half game in front of Seattle. As far as the wild card, again, the Mariners are a half game back of Houston for that final wild card playoff spot as we enter the final week of the season. Toronto is 2 games up. They beat Tampa Bay on Sunday. The Yankees have been eliminated, and Boston has been eliminated. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 27 minutes after the hour. Happy Yom Kippur, by the way, before we go any further, for the obscure holiday. There's a lot of obscure holidays. It's National One-Hit Wonder Day. It's National Comic Book Day, National Tune-Up Day, National Better Breakfast Day, National Daughter Day. That'll be all over social media, I'm sure. National Cooking Day, National Quesadilla Day, National Family Day, World Pharmacist Day, National Psychotherapy Day. I could use some of that. But break out the melted butter and let's dig into a big old lobster. It's National Lobster Day today. Those are ugly animals. Those crustaceans, we're doing them a favor by eating them. But boy, they're tasty. I think most people know lobsters never stop growing until they die. They never stop growing. So nobody really knows how big a lobster can get because lobster traps aren't designed to catch really big lobsters. So they don't get caught, so we don't know. There was one lobster caught in Nova Scotia that weighed 44 pounds. And a lobster can live up to 100 years. Lobsters, of course, taste with their legs. That's how they figure out where the food is. If you're ever on a cruise ship, and it's one of those cruise ships where they have the mat and you can hit golf balls into the ocean, those golf balls are made out of lobster shells because they're biodegradable. They don't fly very far, but they sink and they biodegrade. That's why they use them. So break out the lobster thermidor and let's have ourselves some lobster today. National Lobster Day. I'm hungry. Today in history on this 25th day of September, happy 234th birthday to the Bill of Rights. Well, as we know them, it was actually 12 amendments to the Constitution were all passed by the United States Congress on this date in 1789, and they were all sent off to the states for ratification. 10 of them were ratified very quickly. They're the ones known as the Bill of Rights. The 11th Amendment, called the Compensation Amendment, didn't have a sunset clause. It finally passed in 1992. That means Congress can vote themselves a pay raise, but they don't get the money until after the next election cycle. And finally, the Congressional Appointment Amendment, which was sent to the states, has not been ratified. It does not have a sunset clause. It can still be ratified. What does that call for? One representative in the Congress for every 50,000 people. Now, the United States House of Representatives has 435 members. That's the ceiling. That's it by statute. So 435. But if this amendment ever passes, and again, it could, that would mean one member of the House for each 50,000 people in the country, which means the House of Representatives would need to be remodeled. They would have about 6,600 members of the House. The House with only 435 members is a complete dysfunctional mess. Why would they want to do that? I don't know. Probably a good idea we haven't passed that one. Happy birthday to the Bill of Rights. Planes aren't supposed to collide. These planes did. 45 years ago today, over the skies of San Diego, California, September 25th, 1978, two people in the Cessna 172, a little Cessna, they were both certified pilots. The guy who was flying the plane was getting his certification for flight instrument training, so he was wearing that special helmet that you wear that limits your ability to see, physically see your surroundings. It was up to the guy teaching him next to him to make sure they knew where they were and where they were going. In the meantime, PSA Flight 182, a Boeing 727, was coming down to land. They thought that the Cessna was behind them. They couldn't see the Cessna. The Cessna was not behind them. The Cessna was right in front of them, and as they descended to land at San Diego International Airport, the big rig slammed right into the top of the Cessna. All 135 people on board the big rig died, 7 people on the ground died, and the 2 people on the Cessna died when it was all said and done in San Diego 45 years ago today. Whoopi Goldberg witnessed the crash, and she refuses to fly because of that. And finally, September 25th, 1980, 43 years ago today, at his buddy Jimmy Page's house, John Bonzo Bonham, John Bonham, the drummer of Led Zeppelin, decided to have a little party. And in 4 hours, he drank 40 shots of vodka in 4 hours, passed out, threw up, but his body was so sodden with alcohol that he ended up ingesting the alcohol, and he choked to death at the age of 32. 40 shots of vodka in 4 hours. John Bonham, Medicine Maker, on this date in 1980. Birthdays. Michael Douglas is 79 years old today. He won his first Academy Award for producing the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. In 1975, his dad, Kirk Douglas, actually owned the film rights. He bought the film rights to make the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but there wasn't a studio who wanted to make it. So Michael bought the movie rights from his dad and got the movie made. And of course, it's now a classic. He won his Oscar for acting in Wall Street. But of course, China Syndrome, Romancing the Stone, that was a great movie, and Fatal Attraction. Michael Douglas is 79, and his wife is 54. Catherine Zeta-Jones. She has an Academy Award, too. I wonder if they're next to each other on the mantle. Catherine Zeta-Jones, 54 years old today. America's first supermodel, Cheryl Tiegs. Cheryl Tiegs, this blew me away. She's 76 years old today. And for 76, who's kidding who? She looks pretty good. And Donald Glover from Atlanta fame, also a musician, comedian, does a little bit of everything. Donald Glover is 40 years old today. Still to come, an opinion from Matt Domignotti. The Me Too movement has caught his attention. And then this Saturday night, it's Night at the Museum. It's the biggest fundraiser of the year for the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. It's going to be a party Saturday night just down the road from us, but don't take my word for it. Mariah Thornock will tell you all about it when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWF channel.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills, Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
It's Manson Hydrofest, September 29th through October 1st on Lake Chelan. Pacific Northwest Power Boat Association racing teams will be duking it out to see who will take home the trophy. 11 classes of inboard hydroplanes, flat bottoms, vintage hydroplanes, tunnel boats, and junior hydros will tear up the waters of Lake Chelan. Admission is free. Manson Hydrofest, presented by Wine Girl Wine, Bob File Boats and Motors, 12 Tribes Lake Chelan Casino, and the Manson Chamber of Commerce.
Allergens. You can't see them, but they live in your carpet and your air ducts. Call the experts at Clean Air Connection for a clean, healthy living environment. Experience, education, and the right equipment equals the best cleaning job possible. Call Clean Air Connection today. Pet dander, allergens, dust, and pollen? Trust your home's carpet and duct cleaning to the experienced experts at Clean Connection. This locally owned family business educates their staff and uses only the best equipment. Call Clean Air Connection today.
This is Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. When a specific group, let's say females, for example, have historically been disenfranchised, subjugated, and persecuted, and they begin to push back, the former persecutors often cry, "Why do they have to shove it in my face?" When these groups begin to claim their rightful place in society and throws off some of the shame that others have imposed on them, these others may complain, "What makes they think they have a special reason to promote themselves?" Well, frankly, if I finally pushed your foot off my neck, you'd hear about it. Now, what amazes me is how peacefully and graciously some of these groups finally stand up. That's something to think about. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Stop by the Culinary Apple and elevate your cooking experience. With high-quality cookware, bakeware, and tools, you'll find just what you need. It's not too early to start thinking about the holidays. Pre-order your Apple gift packs and custom gift boxes now.
Located in the heart of downtown Chelan, Lake Chelan Sports is your best choice for outdoor apparel. Whether you're enjoying the lake or spending time with your family or simply relaxing, we have you covered. Welcome to Lake Chelan Sports.
Welcome to the Columbia Basin Dispute Resolution Center. We are a local nonprofit serving Grant and Adams counties, helping businesses and people resolve difficult issues so they can move toward a better future. We offer help with workplace disputes, residential issues, family matters, and can train your staff in conflict prevention and resolution skills. Call us at 509-237-8401 to learn more.
Great wine starts in the vineyard, where sun, soil, and geography play a symphony. Join us at Chelan Cellars this harvest season to share the music of Chelan, AVA's most awarded vineyards and wines. Tuscan Vineyard Wagon tours every Saturday during harvest.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Anybody with any expertise in their field of knowledge will tell you there's three things that mark a thriving community: good school system, parks, and museums. Check one, check two. Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center checks that third box. Mariah Thornock is with me again as we transition from summer to fall. You have a full slate of activities going on. You guys are jam-packed, going strong.
Yeah, fall seems to be that exciting, busy time for us. I feel like we should have our tennis shoes on when we come to work each day, and a stiff cup of coffee and a lot of fun.
It's funny, we were talking about this when we were setting up and walking around the museum. We're in the annex section of it on the south side of the museum. Not a lot of communities have this kind of facility to use as a museum. It has all the square footage you need. You can theme out certain rooms, and you have done so. You've taken advantage of every square foot. A lot of communities are probably jealous of this place, aren't they? Yeah, and to be in two beautiful historic buildings. I love the fact that we are in the first and second post offices in Wenatchee. So all of the, important documents of our early community came through here as living documents, and they're now in our basement being preserved as historic documents. So. And smack dab in the middle of town. Right downtown, that's right. It's a beautiful, wonderful thing. They have one ginormous fundraiser every year. It's Night at the Museum. This year it's on Saturday, the 30th of September. And it's a party. It's a wing day. It's a good time. Night at the Museum 101. What can people expect on Saturday the 30th? I don't think that there's an event quite like this in town. It's an opportunity to really explore the museum, to be an adult, to be a kid again. You'll enter through entrance you typically don't enter from. It's the old annex building, and you'll enter into our Apple Industry exhibit where we are right now. And the party going on here is our homesteaders, our moonshiners, our cidery, our brewery. We have some great music that you'll enter to, some great beer to taste, some cider to taste, some really yummy treats, and then you'll get to walk upstairs to the History of Wenatchee exhibit, and that's our jazz alley. There'll be some more great music, more great food, and you'll end the night on our big featured gallery. You've explored the museum along the way, where we have 8 different wineries, craft cocktails, great food. Michael Carlos is going to be down there. The Jazz Jam Quintet is going to be down there. It's 3 parties, 5 date nights, everything that you'd want to do wrapped into one Saturday night. Probably a lot of work for you guys to get all this together, but you always bring back the same caterers who just whip out some fantastic Epicurean delights. I'm talking great food, great wine, great cider, great everything. This is all 5-star stuff here. You're not scarfing a hot dog down and drinking a beer. You're not. It's the opportunity to really taste the best of our area. We're not pulling in people from Seattle. We're not looking down to the Tri-Cities. This is all that North Central Washington has to offer, and all in one place. And we've got some really amazing chefs in this town, and we've got some lovely wineries and some people that make incredible cocktails. So let's get them all together and have one big party. And this is a fundraiser for you guys, and there's a series of smaller fundraisers, but this is really, you hang your hat on this one event every year. This is a way for us to let people get into the museum and explore in the way they didn't. So we hope that after that night, people really want to become a member of the museum and come back time and time again. But the ticket price, our sponsors, and our silent auction that night, and we've got some really incredible silent auction items. Such as? So anybody who is a wine aficionado knows the name Leonetti, and we had a gracious donor donate 3 different years of their Cab Sauv, which is
called a vertical tasting. That's typically like a $500 entry into wine, and it's going to be on our silent auction table. We have some really exclusive tours that you wouldn't get to take. The city has offered to allow people to go through their wastewater treatment plant, which is kind of fun and exciting, and normal person doesn't get to do that. Hard hat tour of the dam. We have tickets to different plays, and
it's a silent auction because a lot of people are intimidated with an auctioneer and you hold the paddle up. This is the whole thing is silent.
The whole thing is silent. You write your bid down, you stand there with your glass of wine, you maybe fend off a couple of people, have a little bit of a silent battle.
If you really want it, you're standing there, and
That's
you've
right.
seen that before.
But all of that is going to go back to the museum, and it allows us to keep our entry fee to the museum quite low. It allows us to bring school groups in, to have the changing exhibits that you see throughout the year.
That's the key. You don't want to be stagnant.
You don't.
You got to bring in new exhibits, and exhibits aren't free, but you always have to bring in new things all the time to not only draw new people in to things that will specifically interest them, but also your regular patrons come back time and time again to find out what's new.
That's right. I mean, we have 80,000 collection items in our collection, and our being able to have a rotating exhibit space allows us to bring these items out, share stories that people might not know about, and all of that takes funding to make sure that we're putting on something that's quality and interesting to come and look at, and engaging our historical experts in, so you're getting the right information about our local history.
Before we let people know how they can get tickets, and by the way, this event has sold out in the past because it's not just unlimited tickets, and this doesn't work that way. They have to figure out how much wine and food and all that stuff, and you can't just have this place overwhelming with people. Going to give the info in just a little bit, but some of the exhibits you're talking about coming up here as we're getting into October and November, you got some pretty cool things lined up here.
We do. One that I'm really excited about that's going to open on the first Friday in October is called All the Sacrifices You've Made. And this was developed by a group of students from the University of Washington in collaboration with the UW Museum Studies. And they actually happen to be students that grew up in Eniat, Wenatchee. And it's a history of their life growing up in migrant families in the agricultural industry in our valley. It wasn't meant to be a traveling exhibit. They created that. They showcased it through the Washington Historical Society in Tacoma. And I saw it and went, that needs to be here. That's our people. That's our story. And they really graciously worked with us over the last year to turn it into a traveling exhibit just to bring it to Wenatchee. So if you missed it in Tacoma, this is your only chance to see this. In collaboration with that, we are going to have a companion exhibit open up the first Friday in November, which is bringing in more oral histories, more local stories about our agricultural industry, about the Latinx experience, and it's all timed for our Day of the Dead event that's opening in November.
Quick reminder, folks, if you're new to town, and a lot of people are new to town, they seem to have discovered the Wenatchee Valley. If this is going to be your home, this is where you're going to play down roots and be a part of the community, you want to find out about the history of the community. I've had people who say, hey, I'm new in town, I'm going to stay here, this is my home, I love it here. And I said, go to the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center because you need to learn about your new home. And they do.
Yeah.
Because it's important.
It is important. And it's not just even the history, it's the culture and the heritage of our area. So you come and you might tour the museum and get the exhibits, but come back for our events because you're going to learn about music and art and food and wine, the things that make this place important. And that's an evolving thing. So coming back time and time again, you're going to have a new experience.
The Night of the Museum again is Saturday the 30th, and I hate to do this to you, Mariah, but there's on the website there's a typo. They said it's just for non-members. It's only $75 a ticket. That can't be right.
That is right. Where are you going to get?
Have you talked to your accountant about this?
Dinner? Shh! Don't tell anybody.
Okay. You're going to get wine. You're going to get food. You're going to get entertainment. You're going to go all over this place and see all kinds of cool. $75. I mean, come on.
I know.
You can charge twice that.
When's the last time you had a date night and that was the price for it?
Yeah.
So, it is an exceptional deal, but we want to make it accessible to people and we want to raise money at the same time. So that's the sweet spot for us. And really, we're able to offer that ticket price thanks to our sponsors. We have some incredible sponsors this year. The chefs are really giving us a wonderful deal. The wineries are coming in and giving us a wonderful deal. The museum history and heritage is important to them, and so that's what makes that ticket price so accessible.
And that's for non-members. For members, it's only $50, and you should become a member. You should become a sustaining member of the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center. Not only do you get some really great perks, like $25 off a ticket, for Night at the Museum, but you get sneak previews of exhibits. You can come in. They have special programs after hours for members to come in. The only way to go.
That
It's a good
is.
deal.
It is. It's an incredible deal. And we even have membership levels at which you get entry into, if you're a big traveler, into other museums across the country.
Yeah, you have this reciprocal agreement.
We do, yeah. We see a lot of people come from Seattle who are members at the Pacific Science Center or the Seattle Art Museum. They come here and are able to get in. Our members are able to get into theirs for free.
You whip out your membership card and they go, hey, Mr. Kuntz, come on in. VIP treatment.
That's right. Just tell them Mariah sent you.
Last question, we'll cut you loose. How's the new, you're still fairly new to the gig, Mariah. How's it working out? You liking it?
It's been a pretty, I'm just past the 1 year mark. It's been pretty exciting. I think I may have said this last year when I came on board. I feel like they've given me the keys to the kingdom. I just love it here. And I still feel that way. We've got a great staff. We get to do fun stuff. I mean, there's nothing like coming to work and having 150 excited kids go through and just ready to see apples flung on the apple sorter, the train go through, have events like Night at the Museum that's coming up. It's a pretty special place to be.
Night at the Museum, just go to the museum's website and you'll click on that. You just buy your tickets. Buy them in advance, buy them in advance, buy them in advance, because it's limited. I mean, as we talked about before, these tickets can sell out. So don't be dinking around and say, what do you want to do tomorrow night? Let's get tickets, because you may be out of luck. All right. Thanks, Mariah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Come back anytime.
Anytime, and we just have one more item of business, and that's find out where the dimmer switches are. It's an old building. We'll find them eventually. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Elevate your savings at Boswell's. Right now, buy stressless recliners, sofas, and office chairs and earn up to $1,500 credit toward the purchase of additional stressless furniture. Or receive $400 off the purchase of any stressless signature base or cross-base recliner and ottoman. Don't wait. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
Können Sie mir das Problem sagen? Meinen Zylinder überschwingt. Flute, ich habe mein Fugen verloren. Keine Sorge.
Global Car Care. We speak your car's language.
Fragen schließen. Hey, you!
Well, I got a leaky transmission, my head gasket's shot, and I could use some new brake pads.
That dog don't hunt.
Global Car Care. We speak your car or truck's language.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Stop by the Culinary Apple and elevate your cooking experience. With high-quality cookware, bakeware, and tools, you'll find just what you need. It's not too early to start thinking about the holidays. Pre-order your Apple gift packs and custom gift boxes now.
Located in the heart of downtown Chelan, Lake Chelan Sports is your best choice for outdoor apparel. Whether you're enjoying the lake or spending time with your family or simply relaxing, we have you covered. Welcome to Lake Chelan Sports.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere. So when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now or visit localtel.net to learn more.
Hey, welcome back to a Monday edition of Wake Up Hoquiam. It's cloudy, it's misty, it's foggy, it's rainy, it's cool. It's only 53 degrees. The rain tapered off a little bit this morning, about a half hour, 45 minutes or so in the 6 o'clock hour. Then it picked back up again. So it's been raining lightly since about midnight tonight. Badly needed rain. As you know, we are in a drought. We are well below where we should be for our annual precipitation. We're going to catch up a little bit this week, but we still have some work to go. Forecast details before we wrap it up and send you on your way on this Monday. But we have some time, and since we don't normally get this kind of weather, we thought we'd take another tour around north central Washington and the Wenatchee Valley with our PTZ cameras. And is that the, oh, that's Jump Off Ridge. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, Uriah and I didn't talk about what cameras he's going to throw up. That looks like Jump Off Ridge to me. Is that correct, Uriah? You can see the reservoirs there, so. I'm sorry? Oh, it is, okay. Okay, thank you. That is not Jump Off Ridge, I am told. I don't know what it is that we're looking at, except I see a bunch of lakes there, so we'll call it good there. Camera number 2. We're going to have clouds and fog wherever we go. There's this, Lake Chelan. That's pretty obvious. I'm guessing that's the Bear Mountain camera with Wapato Point sticking out. Good morning to Manson. They have the big Hydro Fest, by the way, coming up this weekend here. Cloudy and foggy there as well. Manson, right now, you are at 51 degrees here in the big city. It is 53 degrees. Camera number 3. Ooh, the Lower Navarre camera. We have 2 towers, an Upper Navarre and a Lower Navarre. That is the Lower Navarre. That's the Navarre Coulee Road. Takes you from Highway 97A and dumps you off eventually at Lake Chelan State Park. Sometimes that is a detour that needs to be used when the Knaps Hill Tunnel is closed. Good morning to our friends there. And finally, camera number 4. Wow, okay. I want to say maybe Blag Mountain? Not sure. Wherever that camera is, that is Blag is high above the clouds and the fog, and the Blag Mountain camera is about a mile high above sea level. So maybe that's an indication of things to come, because the rain is going to be tapering off as the day progresses. Then the rain turns a little bit tonight. Most of Tuesday is going to be dry, and then another significant rain coming our way Tuesday night and Wednesday. In fact, don't take my word for it. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll do the weather forecast. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Hey, hon, would you run this around to the wash rack?
Oh, okay.
Hey, hon, what happened?
They shrunk the truck.
The all-new midsize Canyon is now available at Sangster Motors.
Friday, September 29th. Check out the Reckless Ones coming up from Los Angeles.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
Still holding steady at a 53 degrees, or rather chilly 53 degrees. The rain will be tapering off as the day progresses. More rain coming off and on most of this week. Big story tomorrow, though, is really going to be the wind. Going to be quite breezy for the Wenatchee Valley in many locations tomorrow as a system works its way through. First comes the wind, and then following that will be rain, especially Tuesday night and Wednesday. But get ready for some fairly blustery conditions. We will have some sun breaks on Tuesday. It's going to be cooler than normal, but it is going to be quite windy at times, and that wind is going to usher in more rain Tuesday night and into Wednesday. From the National Weather Service, here we go. The rain should be tapering off mid-morning, no later than, say, 10:30, and then we'll start drying out a little bit. We'll get up to 66 degrees. Chance of rain tonight at 50%, mostly cloudy, about 50, right around there for the overnight low. Tuesday, as we mentioned before, during the day, some breaks in wind with a high of 65. Then we are going to see overnight rain Tuesday into Wednesday. Basically midnight Tuesday night into about noon on Wednesday is where we're going to see quite a bit of cloud cover and quite a bit of rain. Going to be a wet one. Chance of rain at 40% on Thursday, 20% on Friday, and then sunshine and warmer temperatures for the weekend. And that's it for us. We will see you tomorrow. Have a good Monday. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Live It Up, the show where we explore and discuss how to take your life to that next level and beyond. We cover health, wealth, relationships, and how to create a life that feels good. Because after all, that's what we all want. We want to feel good. I'm your host and coach, Fletcher Ellingson. Today on the show, we're visiting with local entrepreneur and real estate professional, Kristen Thompson. And by now, you know I have a lot of respect and admiration for entrepreneurs. They are out there and they are making